They saying ASAP Rocky just smoked Drake's boots on his latest album. Let's get into this because I listened to some of it and he definitely was coming for him.
Right now for Drake, leave a like before we go any further, because right now, it seems like his 2026 run of bad luck has officially started, as with the disses that ASAP Rocky sent out to Drake on his new song Stole Your Flow, and then all over his entire new album, what is clear after hearing how Rocky came at Drake, and with what he said towards him, and the weight that all of these disses hold, and even the way he's getting humiliated by Rihanna now, is that in this post Not Like Us rap world, Rocky has managed to send the most scathing and defective disses against Drake, well, since Kendrick Lamar ruined Drake forever back in 2024. But with this happening, after just a day of Rocky's new album being out and his new songs doing numbers and his disses being heard by more and more people, for the social media loving, law-losing lollipop in Drake, he has ended up giving some sort of a reaction to the lyrical humiliation that Rocky just gave him. And when you see what Drake is doing and how he tried to step around all of these disses that on a personal level, when you see the lineage that this all represents with Rocky and Rihanna versus Drake, which holds so much, you see that Drake is really destroyed about these disses however he is acting. And so before we get into what Drake did and why Rocky is happy he just got his opponent looking this bad, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because as the Drake stands are going to be mad.
Drake on a 2-year losing streak. This is like insane. Like, it's getting wild. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
They're gonna be crashing out and trying to do whatever to ruin this moment from Rocky and cope with their own failure and, well, humiliation that's continuing to roll right into 2026. Well, what I gotta say is that we are gonna need all the support we can get. And so with that said, well, after ASAP Rocky made an entire Drake diss track, or the most direct one we have seen since Kendrick's at the very least with the Stole Your Flow track, Rocky has really leveled up as a competitor, as he has given us one of his best songs, one of his best bangers, and with the beat and rage that Rocky raps with here, what will go down as one of the best moments in hip-hop all year. Because from the hook, which is already so iconic, I mean, that thing is just humiliating when you really think about it, to then calling out Drake within this line and bringing this old joke back, to calling Drake sensitive and in his feelings, which is a direct reference to the song of the same name, to then touching on why Drake is a horrible friend as well, to finishing this thing off by talking about and directly bragging about Rihanna. Well, altogether, Rocky made a song to Drake that starts out as a banger and by the end morphs into a literal horror show for him, because it is designed to...
And Rihanna definitely was the one for Drake that got away. Like, he still wants her to this day. But also, when Drake wants certain chicks and you have them, he kind of turns into a hater. But that's who he naturally is. That's why he be going at people chicks so much, because he's not really the it guy. So when the it guy comes around, he actually hates on him. I know those type guys. Trust me, I do. Like, he's a hater, bro.
Remind him of the fact
He's
that he fumbled Rihanna, ruined his friendship with somebody who always was going to look out for him, and today, looking at it in its totality, Drake is now sitting alone while they are so happy, and he will never have a chance at what Rocky has, and, well, a chance at Rihanna, literally, for the rest of time, which in terms of the level of this beef, and for Drake, you just gotta think for a second, as random people who never met Rihanna were mad that Rocky being with her means that they now officially had no chance with her, you imagine for Drake, he must be absolutely livid, and this is only a reminder of all that, no matter how he can try to mask and hide what he is really feeling, which again, to show how much of a shakedown this is, with Rihanna commenting on the song on social media and saying this: even if you're a fan of Drake, there is no way to try and cope with the fact that with Rihanna joining in on the fun directly, it makes all of this sting all of the more, because really for Drake, losing Rihanna is a generational fumble that he probably has never forgiven himself for. And so now what makes Drake...
I think him losing Rihanna is up there with, I'm gonna keep it a bean, it's up there with Meek losing Nicki Minaj. Like, it is, like, that's like a generational fumble. Like, you're not gonna, like, ASAP ended up taking her and having a lineage of kids. They go to like their 4th kid or something like that, and he got Sophie Brussuk's pregnant, who's like a, she's like a corn star. So, I mean, what we talking about?
early reaction to this more humiliating somehow is that when you see Rocky really try to come for his number later on this album and say on the track "No Trespassing," I might move to Texas, ride around, and then if you trespass, I'ma shut him down. Well, when you see what Rocky is saying here and realize that Drake has moved to Texas and become a literal resident there, you see that Rocky is just walking down Drake by creating good music and giving out lines that show how confident he is in doing anything over Drake, which is all highlighted by the Rihanna stuff, but then features Rocky pretty much saying that he will get more love in the city that Drake is trying to be from if it comes to that. And so now with all of that understood, and these are really just the songs and lines that have went viral and people are talking about for their implications in Rocky and Drake's beef, so you know that Drake saw them no matter what. Well, now what Drake ended up doing on the...
And better yet, shout out to Rocky, because this is one of the rare times in hip hop where the album got pushed back, because this album was supposed to drop, I think, about a month or two ago, and it really didn't have no steam, and I thought they were going to shelf it. I thought they wasn't going to drop the album because it didn't have any build up. But now they re-dropped it. They got this song behind it. And the album's doing great. I also think they put their own bread behind this album also. He probably got the Rihanna stimulus package. He definitely got the Rihanna stimulus package because now he's getting comments by Rihanna, who she comes with millions of fans. So he actually pushed the album back and it worked out. This is like one of the rare times where you push it back and it does way better than what you thought, because now he probably just ran into these songs. He probably just got these songs sent to him.
Night that his biggest rival other than Kendrick Lamar dropped his long-awaited album and released the biggest Drake diss track since 2024. Well, for anybody who's a hip-hop fan, get ready because this is pathetic, because what Drake did, well, was just talk and yap on social media for all of us to see in a way like he was trying to get some sort of validation for not being scared. But what Drake did was not talk on social media during a pivotal moment in hip-hop like he usually does, where, you know, he would just confidently and arrogantly post against somebody like Kendrick to try and clown him and act like a song like Meet the Grams was nothing, which we all saw how that went. He should have spent more time in the booth than yapping on social media. But instead, it's not like Drake is working on music and actual disses now, but he's still on social media. He is just talking differently, as what Drake was doing was reminiscing on the past and just showing it all for everybody to see. Is pretty much now 20 hours apart almost. Well, right after Rocky dropped the album and he began to trend alongside Drake for dissing him, Drake posted a video of forgotten OVO artist who he definitely ruined his career, Majid Jordan, singing their 2013 record Just Hold On, We're Going Home on his story, which I will say, as A$AP Rocky literally co-starred in the music video for this track, I think that's important to remember, because with Drake just posting these out of nowhere, no matter what he is trying to do, the guy must have been doing something weird here and either trying to send Rocky and maybe Rihanna a subliminal message that only they understand about this record, this moment, maybe the music video or something along those lines. Or I don't know, maybe Drake's broken law-loving rapper brain was making him wish and yearn for the past so bad that really he was going so far into trying to discover when he wasn't the biggest joke in the world that...
But that was another stolen song by Drake where he didn't write any of that. I mean, he probably had some help on it, but Just Hold On, We're Going Home, you can always point to that song and be like, yeah, that was another song that was not Drake's. He had a bunch of songwriters, and at the time he was definitely saying he was the king of hip hop. How you gonna be the king of hip hop and you got just Hold On, We're Going Home that we know you did not write? It don't sound you didn't write that.
He ended up here and somehow making things worse, because yes, they get worse, with Drake then sharing another video that was talking about what Drake used to sound like in the early 2010s. I mean, overall, when you look at Rocky right now and see him having his moment and celebrating his new album and having these really strong disses, and then at the same time you see Drake sharing videos about how he used to appear in the music industry 20 years ago and just random stuff around that, you know what this is? I can't find any of the memes specifically, but it's those memes that talk about how people act on social media after being exposed or called.
I'm gonna tell you what this is. This is Drake trying to deflect, and he actually put that Just Hold On, We're Going Home snippet up. The reason why he did that was to try to show like, yo, I used to put this dude on. I used to show for him. My whole thing with him with that is, yes, at one point he was showing love to Rocky. He was showing love to Kendrick at one point. But he got a little weird after that. Once he got the money and he got the position in hip hop, he started shitting on everybody, and nobody forgot that. You know, like him being with Rihanna, You gotta think about it, bro. Once Rocky got with Rihanna, he started acting a little weird, different. He started taking little shots at Rocky. You think Rocky forgot about that? Like, keep it at me. I already know what you thinking. Well, Drake had her first, but that she ain't want to be with Drake. So at that point, you just gotta let that be what it is. But like I said, Drake really ain't the it guy, bro. He the guy that want to be the it guy. That's why he always hating on the it guys. So if ASAP get the girl, he gonna end up hating on him like he did. ASAP ain't feeling that. Like, not only is you hating on me, you hating on me in front of my chick. Now we both alpha males. How we gonna handle this? So shout out ASAP. You actually pushed your album back and actually made something of it, which is super dope. You don't really see that often. Usually albums that do the same thing that you usually thought they were gonna do. I thought the album would be mid. Just being honest. But you actually came out swinging. This this is a lot better than what we thought from ASAP, and this is a W for ASAP. Shout out ASAP Rocky. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Did y'all like the diss track? Are y'all liking the album? Also, what y'all think about Drake with the snippets of the past, trying to actually say like, no, I used to put this dude on, now he dissing. I see what he trying to do. I see what you're trying to do there, Drake. All right, it's your boy Jesky G. If ain't nobody said you love y'all, you know I love y'all. Also, I'm gonna drop another banger. It's gonna be right here. Click this button right here. It's actually about Moneybag Yo and Ari. How Ari is letting Lil Baby smash and everybody else smash in the industry, and Moneybag Yo is just staying with her like a simp. I'm out, y'all.